So you love Nuxt because it allows you to make Vue website with an amazing developer experience. The problem is that you're not that much of a design person. Well, let me introduce you to Nuxt UI. Nuxt UI is a UI library made specifically for Nuxt. It integrates deeply with it, and with the power of Tailwind CSS, it allows you to make websites that look great by default. For example, I crafted this API Explorer in an afternoon with it. It was such a breeze because it allowed me to focus only on implementing the logic of the tool I was building. Nuxt UI allows you to make great websites, and it pairs perfectly with Prismic, allowing you to make their content editable in minutes. Let me show you. Okay, so we'll start from a Nuxt UI starter. To do so, we'll head to ui.nuxt.com, then to the Pro section, and then to the Templates part of the document. Here, we'll start off the default starter. So we can grab this command here, which is a Nuxt init command, and paste it in our terminal. What this does is that this creates a Nuxt project for us with Nuxt UI already installed inside it and configured for us to get ready and to develop with it. So wait a few minutes for the installation to be done, and we'll catch up from that right after. Okay, so it's done installing. I just said yes to initializing a Git repository, and here it tells me to get inside my starter, and if I run the dev command inside it, we'll see that we already have quite a small website running with it already. So I'll go to localhost, wait for the server to warm up, and well, as you can see here, it's using Tailwind CSS, as I just told in the intro. And here we go. It should be good to go now. Here we go. So we can see already have quite a landing page here with like a hero section with usual CTAs. Then we have a list of features and a CTA section here. So as I told you, Nuxt.UI is already configured in the starter, as you can see. If we head, for example, to the next config here, we can see you have Nuxt.UI as a module, and it also extends Nuxt.UI Pro. Moreover, we can now move to the app configuration here, and inside the app config, here we have Nuxt.UI configuration. And really the power of Nuxt.UI is that you can roll with the default theme if you want. That's the one I have on my website right now here. But if you'd like, you can change it, like change the brand color, change the background color, but really more to that. So for example, like here, I can just change my color to like orange and like put like a zinc shade of gray. Those are Tailwind CSS color, by the way. And if I save that, you can see now that my website already looks quite different from like the bluish website we had to start with. But you can really like go really deep with that, and like Nuxt UI allows you to configure like any component out there. So if you go to the add component, for example, here, I can go to the config, and you can see we have like all this configuration that I can write about it if I want to really like personalize it to my liking. So for example, if I were to grab like a configuration from the existing starter and paste it here, now, if I go back to my website, you can see like it already feels and looks different. It feels more like linear in some way. Like we have like very small buttons that are rounded with like really thin border to them. And well, this was done with those like 40, 50-ish lines of config here. So you can really go to your earth liking and like update this config if you want to fine tune the design, if that's something you want to do. Finally, if you look at our homepage code here, you can see like it's composed of like a few sections. As we've seen here, we have like the hero section, the feature section, and the CTA section here. We can clearly see those sections here made out of Nuxt UI components. We have like the hero, the feature section here with the ID features, and here the CTA section with the landing CTA section made available by Nuxt UI. So that's where we want with Prismic to make both sections editable, but more importantly, to make them composable to content writers that if they want to have like multiple CTA section, like multiple feature list section, they can do so on their own without the need to require a developer. So let's get started and install Prismic inside our website. To do so, we can get back to our browser and add to prismic.io. I can then go to my dashboard, log in, create an account if you don't have one yet, and then we'll start with Nuxt. We'll start by creating our own web app because we already have a Nuxt web app running. We'll pick up a name here, so we'll call it like a Nuxt UI demo, for example. And then I can go create repository, and this creates my Prismic repository, which is the content hub of the content of your website that you want to manage and allow it to be managed by all of your users. And we'll stick with the default language of English, and then I can click Get Started with Slice Machine. So we already have a project running, so we can skip this step. Then we can get inside it and run this Slice Machine init command. So I will grab this command, add to my terminal here. I will stop my dev server and launch the Slice Machine init command. So what this command does is that it will initialize Prismic inside my project. This means it will install Slice Machine, which is our developer tool that allows you to define your model and to say what kind of piece of content you want on each part of your website. It will also install the Nuxt module for Prismic, which is a really powerful SDK that provides you with all the components you need to render and manage and query your Prismic data easily. So right now it's processing. So it's installing like things for me and so on. Here we go. And it should be done in a few. Here it's done. And at the end, it prompts me if I want to run Slice Machine. So I will say yes to that. And this starts Slice Machine for me. So Slice Machine will then be available inside my browser on the port 9999. So I can go to this port. I go like localhost and then 9999. And here, welcome to Slice Machine. So by default, we don't have any Prismic content on our website so far. So we have like the page types, which are here to define like a page that you have on your website. We have custom types that are available for like piece of content and not related to a page that you might want to reference on different page. It's great, for example, if you need like a settings document, or if you have like, for example, like author documents that you don't want author page, that you want to reference those authors on like blog posts, for example. And finally, we have slices. So slices is the heart of developing a website with Prismic. And slices, basically, they represent a website section. And by building slices, you allow content writer to build pages out of them on their own, and it's all managed by Prismic. So as I was saying earlier on, here, like we already have website sections. We have one that is a hero section, another one that is a feature list section, and a third one that is a CTA section. So let's now work within Slice Machine, create our page custom type, and then add those three slices to it so that we can allow content writer to define pages with those slices infinitely and to compose them to their liking. So let's get started, shall we? So we'll first head inside Slice Machine, and here we'll create our home page document type. So I'll go here, I'll create a single type, and I will name it like home page. Here you go, I have my single type for the home page. And on my home page, now I want to define my slices. So I want to define like a hero slice, a feature slice, and a CTA slice. So we'll start by developing those slices one by one together and to refactor our Nuxt UI code here so that it's now available as slices and composable by content writers. So let's create our first slice. This will be the landing hero slice that we have right here. To do so, we'll head back to Slice Machine, we'll click Create New, and we'll name this one Landing Hero, just like in our code. What this does is it adds the landing hero slice to my homepage type. And here, if I click here, I can get to edit my landing hero and add fields to it so that I can get content of those fields inside my website. But, well, like what kind of field do I know what to add? Well, to do so, I can just head here, have a look at the my website, and I want to like really this slice will be this hero section here. So we have a title here, we have a description, and then we have a list of buttons here. So what we want as a fields, we want fields for titles. We have a title field, we have a description field, and then we have like CTA fields here. So let's see how that translates within my slice model in Slice Machine. So to add the first field, I can click Add Field, and I will pick a rich text field for my title field. A rich text field is basically like, you can think of it as like, yeah, from that I will get HTML content. And here I can say, well, I just want actually an H1 for my hero slice. And I just want like no multiple paragraphs, so just one H1. Then I will click Add Field again, add another rich text field, and this one I will call Description. I can right click here, see small icon, not right click, just click see pen here. And here I just say, well, I just want actually like P, bold and italic perhaps. I will leave like the multiple paragraph and click done. Then I need to somehow like model a way to add like as little as or as many buttons as I want. So this is what I have here. So to do so, I'll go inside machine and I will add a repeatable group by scrolling the bottom, and this will allow content writer to just add as many or as few items as they want as buttons. So I'll call this one actions. Inside the action, I need to add like a label. So this one like label is just a text field because, well, I don't need HTML, like it's just like a really small label like guide and component. So I'll just call this one label, and a text field basically gives you a string, like a just plain text string, whereas like a rich text field will give you HTML kind of content. So I have my label here. Then I will move on and add a link because I want my button to link to something. And then I need to add the icon. So the icon in Nuxt UI is like a string here that represents the ID of an icon from icon.js, which is a really large library of icons. So here's an icon from the Hero Icons library, which is the open book. So I have multiple approach for that. I could use a select field and ask the content writer to select from like a list of icons I allow, but just for the sake of simplicity today, we'll just allow like any string and we'll again use like a text field and I will call this one icon. Last thing we need to do is to allow content writer to pick between the color, like do I want it to be like this, like white or like gray for the colors. And so to do so, I can just head again to size machine, add another field, which will be a select field. I'll call this one color, and well, I will edit it here, and I'll just for like gray or black colors, which are the colors inside Nuxt UI, and I would say check this checkbox here that just says like use the first value as default gray. I'll click done. And here I'm done with the content modeling of my first slice. This means I will get all those data inside my component for me like to template them using Nuxt UI components. Let's now get to the templating part of that. This means we'll need to translate this landing hero section here to a slice. So let's do that together. And we'll start by just grabbing the code of my hero component here. So we'll grab everything. And here we can see that Slice Machine, when we installed Prismic inside our application, created a slice folder here. And inside it, when we created our hero slice, it created a landing hero folder with a view component inside. So this is currently the content of my slice. We have some red here. This is just the ESN configuration. This is a bit different from what has been generated. And here we have the content of my slice. And this is where we can pass all the content from Nuxt UI inside my slice. But for now, none of this content is editable. So let's actually make it editable with the data that we will get from Prismic. First, we have the title. So before it was hard coded, now we'll make everything dynamic. So we'll like v-bind the value for it. And here we'll do like $prismic.asText slice.primary.title, which is equivalent to like the title that we have inside our slice. And then we have the description here. So here the description is just added as a string, but us we're getting like some kind of HTML content. And to do so, Nuxt UI allows you to use a slot. So we'll get rid of these props instead. And as you can see here on the landing page, where it was using like the slot instead. So we'll grab this slot, we'll pass it below here, save that. And here we'll just put our content from Prismic. So here, like Copilot's saying, yeah, like you can do as text for description. Well, actually, we'll do something a bit different. We'll add to Slice Machine, show the code snippets. And now we have code snippets for all our fields to help us template them quickly. And grab the one from the description. And here, like description, you can see it's using like a Prismic rich text component that renders this description field as HTML. So that's what we want. Can go back to my code, paste it here, save it. And now if I want to actually like see like or it works like what I'm actually working on, because, well, like we don't see what I'm working on inside my starter yet, and we don't have any data on Prismic yet. What we can do, we can click this simulate button that will simulate my slice with the data I want to put inside it. So here, I think it's rendering on black. Let me think about it for a minute. We might want to just quickly edit our slice simulator page. And to do so, here we can see it's rendering our page inside the uMain component. So we'll grab this uMain component, go to my simulator page, and here we'll just inside the slice simulator render our slice zone inside the uMain. If I save that now and get back to the simulator and just give it a refresh, we can see everything on our page. Last thing, like it's a bit like buggy with the simulator, that you can see it's on a white background. That's because our website is on a dark background. So if I make my website light and just give a refresh to that, here you can see like now we're working on a white theme. Cool. And as you can see, it's now using like the content that is provided by the simulator. So if I go like, hey, YouTube, you can see it's updating my website with the data that it will get from Prismic. Great. So last thing we need to do is to render our button according to the actions that we have here. So let's get back to Slice Machine, grab this snippet here for rendering our actions. And here, getting back to my landing hero, I can go inside the links, paste in my snippet, and you can see it was rendering buttons before, but now I will like render this button for v4 here, which will be item slice.primary.actions. I'll just put a key on it. So I'll go like key, which will be like item.label. And then here, I don't need, well, I need to render something inside my item. I need to render like the label. So I go again like item.label. And then I need to assign my props to my slice. So to do so, I can keep the size large because I will use size large button. And then I can also now add the icons. To add the icon, and it will be item.icon. We need the color, so we go like again same story, like color item.color. And finally, we need the link. So for the link, we'll go like again to, which will be $prismic prismic.asLink item.link. And what this does, takes the link from Prismic and like resolves the link from it and like renders it to our button. Now we can get rid of those two buttons here. And if I were to save this code and get back to Slice Machine here, to my simulator, you can see we have like a first little button here. So of course the icon is not right. So let's just quickly add to iconjs.org/logos. Not logos, but just iconjs.org. We'll go to error icons. Here we can see like all the icons from error icons, which was the one used by Nuxt UI by default. You can grab like this little academic hat. We'll copy the string here, get back to the simulator, and now here if I put this string, and see you have the hat here. It's gray, it can be black. I can add another item, call it like lorem. We'll have what as an, well, we'll choose a link. We'll link to web page. We'll call it like Google. Yes. I don't know why it's showing. Okay, maybe I have something messed up, but here we go. And we're showing to lorem, and let's just grab another icon. Add, for example, copy the ID. And here, add the ID, we have like met and lorem, which are my two links. And if I click on them, it will render, like gets me access to the link. Here we go. So, well, that's it. Like we're done converting our first section from our website to Prismic, and it's ready to be edited live within Prismic. Cool. So, well, let's save that and move on to our second slice, which is our feature slice right here. And actually, just before we do the content modeling for a section, I want to quickly show you we can fix up the simulator so we can work in light and dark mode. So to do so, we just need to assign it the same background as the body of our Nuxt UI template. To do so, we just go like inside the DOM. You can see like for the body element, and it has a background color. So just grab this background color value here. And from here, we can go to our slice simulator.view and edit the background property slot here with the value of that we had on our body. And with that here, if you save and turn off your website to dark mode again, or like to light mode, you can go back to the simulator, give the page a refresh, and you can see now it's displaying properly with the current theme of our website. But okay, without further ado, let's now get to actually doing our new slice. So this is like the feature list slice. So I can close simulator for my landing hero. I can get back to my home page. I will add a new slice, create new, and I will call this one feature list. Again, this create my slice here. I'm able to go inside it. And now we need to do the same drill. So I need to find out the content model for it. So again, we have a title, but this one is not an H1, it's like more of an H2. Then we have, again, a description. So this is looking quite similar to what we had before. And then we have another group, which this time is a bit more complex. Like it has an icon, it has then a title, and then we have like some kind of description. So, well, let's do the content modeling for that. And it's quite similar. So let's do it like in one go. So we'll have a title field. Here I edit it and I only allow H2s, one H2. Then we have a description field. Here, same for this one, we only allow P, bold, italic, and as many paragraphs as we want. Then we have a group of features. So again, scroll down, add a repeated group. We call it like features. And inside it, we need again an icon that will name icon, then a title, which will be an H3, let's say, and then a description. So we'll have an icon. So we'll go again using a text for this one to just have like this small ID, this string text from a arrow icon. So we'll name it this one icon. Then we have another field, which should be the rich text, which should be the title of our feature. For this one, we'll only allow H3s, and we'll just one H3. And then the description like this. And for the description, we only allow P, bold, italic, and as many paragraphs as we want. So that's it for the model. Now let's again like translate our Nuxt UI components like to make them dynamic with data coming from Prismic. So once again, we'll simulate our slice to see what we're working on. So for now, we just have the default content. Let's get back to our code. So here, this time, we'll grab the code from our landing section here. We'll grab everything from it. We'll go inside our slices folder. We notice you have a feature list folder with our feature list component here. Just give it a save, like to get the formatting. And here, once again, we replace everything with the code that we add on our homepage. Again, we make the title dynamic. So we vbind the value. We use like $prismic as text for slice primary title. For this description, we'll use the same drill as for the landing hero. So again, we can grab this snippet here with the Prismic rich text component. And here we can render the description. And then we need to do once again like some kind of like repetitiveness for our page cards. And to do so, we use again like the v4 item inside of items. We'll key it on let's say the title. So for title, just need to convert it to text. So to do this, we use Prismic that as text that item.title. Then for the icon, again, we use vbind. And here we vbind it to the item.icon. And finally, we need to also do the title. So for the title, it's the same one as the key here. And for the description, we can do the same thing that we did with the description slot. So we'll get rid of that. We'll like open our new page card, and inside it we'll add a description, which will be item.description. We can save that, and now we can go back to our simulator here. You can see it's like random. Oh, it's features. We need to over features. So here I looked over size.item, so that's not what we want. We need to over size.primary.features. And now if I save that and get back here, you can see we have like a card here that is displaying. We'll once again grab an icon quickly from iconjs.org. So I grab it here. I change the icon, we have the little zap, and now if I were to add like multiple size here, we can see like it's all displaying with the content that we write on the slide with our mocks. And again, like we can save our mocks, and well, we're already done with our featureless slice. So we have one slice left to go, and after that, I will show you how we can push all of that to Prismic and make it editable on the page by content writers. Because right now we're still like working locally. Okay, so let's work on our last slice, and this one should be pretty quick. It's the CTA slice here. So once again, if we look at the model, we have like a title, a description, and then we have the same group of action that we add on our hero slice. On our hero slice, exactly. So once again, I can close simulator here, get back to slice machine. I go to my page type, I add another slice, I'll click create new. And here, this one, I will name it CTA. No, CTA, it's like landing CTA on the website. As you can see here on our code, if I were to the index page, it's the landing CTA component from Nuxt UI. So I call this one landing CTA like this. And then my landing CTA has been added here. You can see we have the landing CTA. And here I can do this content model. So once again, I will add rich text field title. This one, it will be an H2. Again, a description field, allowing only for paragraph, bold, italic, and as many paragraphs as I want. And then a repeatable group of actions. And for the actions here, I will add the same drill. So a key text for the label, a link for where we want to add to, an icon with like a text ID for the icon ID you want to use, and a select field right here for the color. And the select field, I need to edit it. I will add again gray and black, and I will check this box. It's really important to use the first value as default, which is gray. Now it's saved. Again, can go back to my code, and my landing page that is getting like quite empty. So I grab my last bit, which is the landing CTA section here. I grab everything. I go to my slices folder. I now have a new landing CTA slice here. I can put on all the data that I add. And here I can, again, like make it dynamic. So here, like it's quite the same thing as all the other slides we did. So we can go a bit faster and just grab this part from the landing hero slice. So I can go here. I will replace all of that with our primary title, primary description. And then for the button, it's actually the same list as the hero slice. So we can grab all of that, go to my landing CTA here, replace this template with the template from the hero slice, save, and I think we're pretty much done, because if I go and have a look inside the simulator what my slice looks like, you can see already I have everything from our CTA slice, just in like a quick icon. So let's grab one. We'll go with the little chat bubble. And go get back to my simulator, put in the chat bubble, and now we have a little chat bubble. If I want to add another one that's maybe like black, I can go chat bubble and say like chat with us. Like by now. Can say my mocks, and now I'm ready. So, wow, we're done like working on our website and creating like the bulk of it and like all the content modeling inside this machine. Let's now see how we can like make all of that available for content writer to use and for them to have a great experience by having like live previews of what they're working on and so on and so on. So we'll do that by heading to prismic.io right now. And actually, before we go to Prismic, we need to do one thing that is really important, is that within Slice Machine, we need to review our changes here. So I'll just log into Prismic. Here we go, I'm logged in. If I go back to Slice Machine, it tells me I'm logged in. And now it shows me all my changes, like what all the work that I've done. It's a bit like a Git status in some ways that you're like, yeah, like this is all the work you've done so far. It is not known to Prismic. And then I can just push it and make it available to content writers on my website. Here we go, it's pushed. And now if I go back to my repo here, I can refresh my page. I can now see like it tells me like the page builder is waiting for you. I can click the little plus to create a document because I have only want to just create my home page document. And from here, I'm able to add slices. So this is where I will like compose my website and like say like, yeah, I want to start with the hero section. Then I want to have a feature list and so on. So we can create our like the same page that we had so far. We'll add like a hero slice here. And then like here, we can start filling out our content. So we'll grab content from our website. We'll just like put in like the same content for sake of it now. So I grab that. And then I will like see a little label, so a guide and component. Go like a guide and a component. Like one that is black, one that is gray. We'll just pick like some icons really quickly. Yeah, I messed up. Here we go. So we have guide and component. Let's just pick another one. Just links like quickly to a web page to Google, let's say, and then we'll like link to another web page. Will be Nuxt.com. And as you can see here, like I've been working on this list, but I don't have any visual yet. And this is what it tells me here, like live editing configuration needs to be finalized. So I click get the live preview, get live editing, and here I can put the URL of my website, but my website is not online yet, so I can just put like the URL of my localhost website and the /simulator route. Can click save. And now, as you can see here, we have like my little preview of my slice here. You can see it as Nuxt UI Pro Starter, and if I say like Nuxt UI Pro Prismic, and now see it's saying Prismic. And after that, we'll see how we can also like preview this slice on my website live with everything once we have all our slices added. So now we can add like other slices for like our feature list and then our landing hero. No, not landing hero, my bad. I can delete it here. We can add like our landing CTA. And really, like this is where I can start to see the slices because here I just replicated the structure I have here with like a hero, feature list, and like a CTA. But with slices, I can now like really like if I want like to make this one like after this section, like this will be possible, and you will see that right after. For now, I will just like spend some more time like film the content here so that we have some content ready for us. And after that, I will pick up and explain to you like how we can preview slices and like actually fetch this content on your website to see it live. So let's now fill in the content. Okay, so I'm done adding my content here. So I inspired a lot from the content from the startup. They just made it slightly different so that it's obvious it's the content from our work here. From here, I can save my page. I can also like publish it. And what we can do now is we can add to our website. And here, if I were like to actually like save my own page, you can see like it's empty. Like it won't render anything like out of dark magic. I actually need something to do like really quick to actually display our content within our site. To do so, we can head back to Slice Machine, go to page type, to my home page, and here we have this cool like page snippet button. This gives me a snippet that's fully comprehensive with all the code that I need like to render my page. So I can like grab this snippet here, go back to Slice Machine, paste in my snippet, give it a save, and now getting back to my website here, you can see you have our content showing from Prismic. Isn't that so powerful? Um, and yeah, as you can see, it's everything that I wrote in Prismic. It's now available here. And the last thing I want to show you about, it's a feature I really love in Prismic, is the preview features. So up until now, I just had like really like a small preview of my contents here, but actually I can enable like preview to actually preview the whole site as a one like on my website directly. To do so, I can just go back to my writing room, go to settings here, then I will go to previews and I create a new preview for development. I will put in like the URL of my website here, and the page will be /API/preview. If you're not sure what's the URL of your preview, it's actually taught to you by Nuxt when you start. So like the default preview page available at /preview, so it's not /API. So it's good that I checked. And here I can just say preview, create my development preview. And now if I go back to my document, here we go. And if I make some change, so let's say I would just change the title of my URL section. So like Nuxt Prismic on YouTube. And it's actually not Nuxt UI. And now if I save my page, so there is just still a draft. It's not published, but I can click like, and on my website, you can see if I give a refresh, it's still like showing like the old content. But here, getting back to Prismic, and now I have my development preview here. I can click development. It's loading a Prismic preview, and now you can see we're seeing like our content, like Nuxt UI is Prismic on YouTube. And actually, like we can change the example, like say at YouTube, give it a save, get back to our website here, wait for a few seconds. You can see it's updated at YouTube. So, well, that was quite a lot. Went through a lot, but this was like a quick and condensed tutorial I wanted to show you today. But basically, what we did, we started from a Nuxt UI starter on Nuxt UI. So just the starter website. Then like I walked you a bit through it, like all the install process or like the customization. They just really gave you a glimpse at it because you can do a lot more. There's like not hundreds, like dozens of components in Extra that are already powerful to allow you like to create like great websites with it, as you can see here. And then like with Next.UI Pro, like everything like landing pages, like dashboard pages, like pricing pages and everything. And then what we did is that we took all those like components from Next.UI and like leveraged them to make their content editable by using Prismic and like plugging them to Prismic and refactoring those components inside Prismic slices. This allowed us to create like slices out of them, and those slices are then editable and composable by content writers on Prismic with great previews directly on the editor and on the website directly should they need to. So, well, that's all for me for today. I hope you learned a few things, that you're excited about Next UI as much as I am, and also excited to try it out with Prismic because it's really like not that complex. And actually, you know what? I dare you to plug some other Next UI components to Prismic because I'm sure you can do it, and that's quite something that we just learned together. So, well, that's all for me. I'm Lucy. I'm working at Prismic as developer experience engineer. And well, check out our other videos on the channel. Like we have a course coming up from Next 4 as soon as it's out. So please stay tuned, follow us, and well, until next time. Cheers.